Okay, I am back. I went and grabbed my tablet. So now we can read the stories. My makeup is running off. Went downstairs and had to help them clean up. So that took a minute. And then I walked outside to take out the trash. And it is pouring outside. So we have to start this wonderful base again. So we'll start this again because it all came off. If you didn't hear my explanation, walked outside, take out the trash. It's pouring rain. Makeup came off. I did find my tablet. I am going to go back to that Japanese urban legend. It's called Peku-chan. Peku? Peku? Paco-chan? I still don't know how to pronounce it. If you weren't here before, I will explain to you what the story is because I don't want to read it by the beginning because it disgusts me really bad. Okay, so find it. This girl is on this front of this billboard. I think I can show you. Oh, yes, I can. I can show you this time. Just click on the name. Thank you. All right. It's loading the picture. So basically, this character apparently is a little girl that died during World War II. And her and her mom, there was a shortage of food in Japan. And the girl's mom didn't want her daughter to starve. If you're sensitive to detail, this is not the story for you. If you don't like the idea of cannibalism, this is not for you. Let's get that out of the way real fast. So the mom cuts off her arm, not the daughter's. The mother cuts off her own arm, feeds it to the girl so the girl doesn't die. The girl loves it and becomes a cannibal. Gets rid of her mom by killing her, eats her mom, and becomes a cannibal. That's where I left the story off, where I decided I want to find my tablet so I don't have to use my laptop while I'm live streaming. Makes it easier for me because the laptop likes to switch between tabs. Why won't you rotate? Obviously, she has you in landscape. Okay. All right, let me get back to where we were. Oh, yeah, and if you switch the name Milky around, which is the company name, not the company's name, but the candy name, it apparently says Kill Me, when in reality, it says Kelmy. It's Kilmy. It's not Kill Me, but, you know, it's fine. She continued to be a cannibal, and apparently the reason she sticks out her tongue is because she's licking her mother's blood off her cheeks, which is where I got super disturbed and thought about just skipping the story. But because I'm not like that, I'm not going to do that. Bear with me. It's fine. They also have another one called Poco-chan. Poco-chan. The little boy with the blue hat. And he's said to be Peco-chan's boyfriend. Oh, okay. According to urban legends, Poco is a 7-year-old boy. Oh yeah, and Deku is 6. She's a 6-year-old girl. Peco-chan, who was still hungry after eating her mother, attacked Poku and ate his brains. And then the boy decided, since he was in so much pain from not dying, he'd bite his tongue off and he bled to death. Disgusting. Oh. Alright. And they say they cut out his tongue in the picture because he doesn't have one. And the reason he wears the blue hat is to cover his skull and exposed brains. Okay. I wanted to do this thing called rating stories if you weren't here last time. I wanted to rate the stories between 1 and 10, tell you my opinions. The story gets a 1 because I feel like it. Yeah, they have good detail in the story. I like good details in stories. But I don't like the idea of cannibalism, and it's not my kind of story. So nothing against the person that wrote this. And no, I'm not picking on anyone. So Don't be offended. Just saying. These are just my silly personal opinions. I don't like this story. And I did say in one of my live streams, Japanese stories are sometimes scarier than Americans. They also get super weird and not afraid to dive into those certain topics that no one really likes to talk about in stories. So, yeah. I don't like this story. I don't need to explain further why. Alright, I gotta turn the brightness on my tablet up. Let's get out of Japanese urban legends. Because I honestly don't want to read them anymore. I'm gonna do my concealer again. At least the top half where it all came off. The bottom seems pretty intact, minus the from here down stayed intact, I guess. Halloween stories. Those are scary stories. Let's read those. I think these ones are American scary stories. I'm not sure. It might be a mix of a bunch of different places. So, I have no idea. There's this one called Halloween Tales. Let's read that. Halloween Tales. It's tales and spooky campfire stories to tell out loud. And apparently, Halloween is the most terrifying time of year. Everyone has their own horror stories to share at parties and around bonfires. I know when we go camping, we like to tell each other scary stories because we're usually camping and there's woods behind us. So we tell a bunch of scary stories that have to do with the woods to freak each other out. Most of the times it doesn't work because we don't get scared easily. Minus Ken. Ken gets scared very easily. I love you, dude. But no. These are a bunch of scary stories. Okay. This one's called The Abandoned Factory. This one, I'm going to admit, it sounds pretty interesting. So, 4 girls are walking home from a Halloween party in 2002. And they were walking by an abandoned factory that stood next to a field. The factory they were walking by was abandoned next to a field and was said to be haunted. Many people in the area refused to set foot, even though it says food. It's spelled F-O-T-T, even though it's F-O-O-T. I'm just saying. They refused to set foot inside the factory. When they got in the middle of the field, one of the girls said it would be fun to explore the factory. The other girls got scared at first, but eventually one of them agreed and said, yeah, could you just be fun? And they could tell their friends at school about it. 2 of the girls climbed over the fence, and 2 of the girls waited outside for them. One, honestly, the girls waiting outside, they're smart. They're very smart. You don't go into abandoned places. They're obviously abandoned for a reason. They're probably not safe to be in. And especially if it's haunted. That doesn't mix. Okay. After 20 minutes passed, the 2 remaining girls got worried. Suddenly, they heard a blood-curdling scream come from inside the factory. It sounded like their friends. Terrified, the girls ran all the way home. The 2 girls who had went into the factory were never seen again. To this day, the factory still stands, and they say if you dare to go on the grounds on Halloween, you will vanish too, never to be seen again. Okay, I saw this movie with my mom. I can't remember what it's called. That's terrible. I'm going to explain this movie even though I don't know what it's called. This group of friends. I think it's on a Halloween night. It might just be a normal day. But there's this abandoned house said to be haunted. And they say if you go in, you die, and you don't come back out. And you vanish. Basically. And each of the friends, one by one, get killed off. And they vanish. I say they get killed off because they show you they die afterwards. I can't remember the name of that movie. Oh, what is it? There's also this movie called Don't Knock Twice or something like that. And these two teenagers, I think their boyfriend and girlfriend, go and knock on this house, which is abandoned. And it's said to be haunted by this woman that if you knock twice, she'll come and find you. And lo and behold, she does. I can't remember if either of them made it. I think the boyfriend dies. I'm just spoiling all these movies. If you came here for me to not spoil movies, that's probably not going to happen. This next one's called The Bus Driver. On a dark Halloween night in 2003, a bus driver was traveling down a deserted street when he saw a beautiful woman at the side of the road. He halted the bus so she could climb in. The woman took her seat at the back of the bus and stared straight ahead. When the driver looked in his mirror, he noticed that the woman was staring directly at him. She never blinked. When he looked back over his shoulder, the woman was sitting with her back to him. The driver began to get creeped out. He couldn't understand what was going on. Then he came to the end of his route. It was the last stop. He pulled over and opened the doors. The woman didn't get out. She just sat there, motionless, with her back to him. The driver walked towards the back of the bus and saw the woman was covering her face with her hands. He tried talking to her, but she wouldn't answer. He took hold of her arm and tried to make her show her face. The woman refused, struggled out of his grip, and finally spoke. "You will not like what you see." Suddenly, she dropped her hands and turned, and her face was horribly disfigured. That's supposed to be an insult? I mean, everyone is beautiful. No one is truly ugly, like they're suggesting. But they can be creepy looking. She had lumps of flesh on her face, and then when he looked at her, he saw her he saw her face, the skeletal part of her face, her skull. It is said that they found the bus driver the next morning lying unconscious outside the bus. He spent 2 weeks in a coma, and when he woke up, he lost control of all his senses. And then they put him into a mental institution, and that's the story that he told from his cell. So they assumed he was crazy. Because that's a thing we do. So I'm going to try contouring again. Alright. I'm not going to read all these Halloween stories. They're boring me, which is actually kind of sad. I love stories, but I'm getting bored. Apparently, these stories bore me. I'm not sure why. They just are. Maybe because it's a cliche that's been used so many times. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of these two. And I love scary stories. So I will rate them. I will give this section of stories a 5 out of 10 because they're not bad. Just not my preference. Hey, can you plug the... Oh, hand me the TV's plug. I can plug it back in.
Scared me, sorry.
And then I can put what does she want to watch on Cinderella?
She just watched that. It wasn't getting sleepy at all.
I got the cord. Can I just have the remote off the bed? And I'll put something on for her. Thank you.
Oh, I'm tired.
Can you turn the TV on?
What?
Yeah. And then I'll leave you alone. That's Kansas. And she brought in Steffi. I don't know if we said that. Did we say that already?
No. Since your roommate. It's time for bed.
Steffi's my roommate tonight.
Temporary roommate situation.
Temporary roommate. That's not important. Anyway. Besides that not being important. Don't want to do what?
Feed bed. Can you refill her cup?
Yeah. Steffi's not supposed to drink before bed. It's just...
Tomorrow, honey.
What do you want to watch, love?
No, I'll turn the light off.
You wouldn't have done anything. Moana? Okay, so I'm gonna... Cinderella.
Cinderella.
We're gonna watch Cinderella. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so you guys can't completely hear it.
Cinderella.
I'm bad at contouring. I don't know why I contour. But I am doing contour on my nose. That's not the right brush.
Cinderella.
Yeah? Alright.
Cinderella.
I'm putting on Cinderella. I'm gonna contour my nose.
Cinderella.
I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna mess it up on camera. If we're being honest, I never contour my nose. I never contour anything. Are you sure you don't want to watch something like The Three Musketeers?
Yes. Minnie Mouse.
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, it's over there. On the water. Yes.
There you go, love. Okay. Now she's doing that.
Mom, 13.
I didn't put on Monsters Inc. I put on Three Musketeers.
What's it there, Mom?
I get a 5 out of 10. Yeah, they're detailed, but they're like cliches that you see all the time. So I'm not the biggest fan of that. It is really hard not to get horror movie cliches in there. And I'm not saying that them once in a while, but the entire stories, all the stories. Like, okay, I will admit the woman on the bus, that one was different. That one was pretty good. But, you know. Okay, making sure I had the right movie on. I forgot they had this beginning part in The Three Musketeers. Okay, so we'll move on to eyes. I'm not sure what to read now. I've read most of these stories. I've read a lot of them. I don't know if I've read all. I don't think I've read all of them. There's no way I read all of them. I have read quite a few. I don't have any drinks up here. This one's called Brand Name Clothing. I don't think I've read this one. Okay. So this is a creepy story from France about a boy whose parents spoil him and buy him all the expensive clothes he demands. Great. I love reading stories about spoiled kids. Every time someone says a spoiled kid, all I can think of is Veruca Salt. Have any of you seen Charlie and Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Technically, Charlie and Chocolate Factory is a remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I don't have any cups up here. I don't normally keep cups up here except the one I had that she took already. That looks so bad. Okay, not the point. Where is my cup is back there. I lied. I don't know where my eyebrow products went. I wanted to do those. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting very, very distracted. There was a 16-year-old boy named Christoph. I think it's supposed to be Christopher, but they forgot the R. Christoph. I'm going to call him Christopher anyway. Because I'm not saying Christoph. I don't even know how you would pronounce it without the R. Christopher? Christopher? I'm just saying Christopher. What?
How are you? Hiccups.
I'm doing makeup, but I don't have the hiccups. She wants me to do makeup and have the hiccups. I've actually done my makeup with the hiccups before. That's not fun. Why would you want hiccups? All right. He was obsessed with brand name clothing and refused to wear anything else. He sounds like a Kardashian. Basically, any famous person that refuses to wear nothing less than like Gucci. Please what? I'm not understanding what she wants. So I don't know what she's pleasing. So that's my cord. You can have your leg back. All he would wear was Calvin Klein. He also had Louis Vuitton, Ralph Lauren. It's bad that I don't know who Ralph Lauren is. And Tommy Hilfiger. I don't know who or I know they're probably close friends, but I know what Calvin Klein and Louis Vuitton are. I don't know what the other two are. Oh, here's one. Gucci. He had Gucci shoes. And he refused to wear anything less. He didn't want to be a commoner. That's great. His parents both spoiled him and bought him everything he wanted. They both worked hard to earn enough money to satisfy their son's expensive taste. This is where you tell your kid, hell no, wear what we give you. You don't give them what they want. To a reasonable It's okay. To a reasonable point. I mean, spending money on your kids is not a bad thing. Not what I'm saying. Don't say that I'm being mean. But spending $100 a week or something on clothes and stuff they're gonna grow out of or get rid of when they're tired of. What's the point? What's the point of spoiling your kids? My sister Nessa is technically spoiled, but to a reasonable extent. Oh my word. I would not buy my child all the expensive stuff they want. Especially since his parents worked normal jobs and didn't make a bunch of money. They had to work super hard to get everything. Why couldn't he get himself a part-time job and feed his expensive taste himself? I'm just saying. However, he was satisfied. He was selfish. I never appreciated the sacrifices they made for him. I can't stand when kids do that. Something about that annoys me. I'll put lipstick on. I'm just skipping between everything. Yeah? His name is Pluto. He ends up calling his parents idiots because they buy him a lower name brand. His mother yells at him and asks him what's wrong. Was it the wrong size? And apparently they got him. What color did they get you? Blue. They got him blue Nikes instead of red. These stories. This story is annoying me. Real bad. He threw the sneakers at his parents and slammed his bedroom door. The next day, Christopher. I don't know how you would say Christopher without an R. And I don't even know if it's actually supposed to be Christopher because it's spelled the same way consistently. So I've officially become confused. Basically, this kid's a spoiled brat and is rude to his parents. I am lost. Okay, so Christopher started lacing up the sneakers. Did something? He put on white Nikes. And he started running off. And he dashed out of the park, closely followed by the policeman, and he jumped over the bushes, dodged through the alleyways, trying to lose his pursuers. But he looked back, the policemen were still hot on his heels. Just then, he saw a railway station. He went through the door, hurried off the platform. The train was about to arrive. He glanced behind him, and the policemen were coming through the door. He jumped onto the platform and landed on the track, scrambling scrambling to his feet. He tried to cross the railway of the tracks before the train came, but the laces of the stolen Nikes, he stole shoes. Lost place. Became entangled in the traps, and he tripped and fell into the tracks. And he looked up, and then he saw the trail bearing on him. And it ran straight across his legs, cutting them off at the ankles. The police were horrified to see what happened to the kid and called an ambulance. The terribly injured boy was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors were worried he wouldn't make it. After the ambulance left, the police officers went onto the track. He collected his severed feet and dropped them into a plastic bag. The feet were still inside the sneakers, which had been stained red with blood. Now, if you missed it, his parents gave him Nike shoes. And this kid would only wear name brand things like Gucci and so on and so on. And his parents bought him blue Nikes instead of red. He throws the blue ones at his parents, slams his door. He sneaks out, steals a pair of white ones. Apparently gets chased by police officers, and he gets his feet cut off by the train. So, rating this story. Honestly, this story annoyed me so much. I am not the biggest fan of it, but it's not that bad. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. What? No.
You're happy.
Yes, I am happy. What am I doing? I didn't do blush. But anyway, this story, it's not that it doesn't pay attention to detail. It does. Spoiled kids in stories annoy me. Like I said earlier, it kind of reminds me of Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Both, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is a remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And Veruca is still an annoying brat. And that is what that child reminds me of. The story also takes place in France, for anyone just joining. And yeah, so this story annoyed me super badly. But that's because it's not my personal kind of story. My lamp, love. My lamp. I'm talking to Persephone, in case you're wondering. Persephone is my little sister.
Hi.
Sorry. You want to come say hi?
Hi.
No, to the camera. You don't have to say hi to me. I know who you are.
Hi, Wolfie.
Yeah.
Hi.
She's sleeping in here tonight.
Wolfie.
Yeah, I'm reading a book. Well, technically it's a story. It's not technically a book, per se.
7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, so I'm going to find more scary stories because I've already read the rest of these. No, don't dig your nails into my eyeshadow. Okay, we're going to read horror stories now. These should be scary. The ones I've read so far haven't been scary except for Peku-chan. I can't pronounce it. It's a Japanese urban legend. That one freaked me out super bad, not because it's scary, but because of the topics it deals with. That one was weird. Let's see if I've read any of these. This one's called Knock Knock. Okay. Knock Knock is a scary story about a young boy and his sister who are left home alone when their parents go out for a night, and it's based off urban legend. American urban legend? I have this thing where I think Japanese urban legends are a little scarier than American, but this story could prove me wrong. As their mother was leaving, she told the children not to open the door under any circumstance. That sounds like my mom. Don't open the door for anyone unless it's someone you know. But we also have a window we can see the side of for the door, so we don't have to worry about opening it. Just move the curtain and see who's out there. And if it's someone we don't want to answer the door for, or we don't know, just close the curtain and walk upstairs. She's watching The Three Musketeers, so she's talking about Mickey Mouse. If anyone knocks, don't answer them. But the boy and his sister didn't pay attention to their mother's warning. Always listen to your mother. Your mother's always right. Just your mother's always
Good night,
right.
Wolfie.
Good night, honey.
Uh,
They thought she was being too careful. They figured they could take care of themselves in any situation, as most kids think they
Wolfie,
can.
Minnie.
I just added that part into
Wolfie,
it.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse. After an
Mickey
hour
Mouse.
after their parents
Wolfie,
left,
Mickey Mouse.
after their parents left.
Wolfie,
Okay.
we're watching Mickey Mouse.
Yes, I know we're watching Mickey Mouse.
What? I want to watch
Okay.
it.
Watch it again. What do you mean? Oh, you turned it off.
No.
It's fine. I'll turn it back on.
After
After that, they heard a knock, knock, knock on the front door. They decided to ignore, but then they heard the knock again, and it happened again and again, and it grew louder each time. Honey, I have the remote. Can you plug that back in? Back away from the plug-in, love. Now you turn the entire TV off. Now you gotta wait for it to turn back on.
Yeah, it's watching.
It was working before. The TV, she pressed the button on the remote, which I just set in front of me. She pressed the home button, and so it went to the home. They heard the knock again. The sister went downstairs. Her brother was laying on the sofa, started watching TV. He heard his sister's footprints walking down the stairs. Stop putting your finger through my makeup. He heard her yell, "Who's there?"
Ow.
You okay?
Yeah, my
You hit your eye.
Yeah, my
And he heard her open the lock to the front door. And then all he heard was silence. He laid there for a minute, listening for any noise, but heard nothing. Eventually, he started getting scared. His sister still didn't return. He was afraid to call out to his sister, so he snuck out the back door and he made his way to the neighbor's house. When he got to their house, the neighbor was watching the local news channel. The TV was talking about a murder, and they showed a reporter live on the scene of the murder. The neighbor said to the boy, "Hey, look, that's your house." "Yeah, that's my house, and that's my front door." The girl was murdered. That's been done before. Anyway, I'm gonna rate this story. I'll give it a 6. It's interesting, I guess. You can play with the balloons. Balloons for my birthday. I'm trying to find out one. You want the balloons? Sorry, guys. Oh, no, you let go of every single one of them. I can't reach them anymore. Play with that one. I'm short. Honey, I'm too short to reach them. I'm trying to find more scary stories to read. Don't jump on my bed, honey. You're going to fall. You will fall.
No, I know where to go my nails.
This one's called Creepy Things Kids Say. Could be just a bunch of creepy things kids have said. My sister Steffi says a lot of creepy things all the time. She's a kid. Kids just come up with the weirdest things.
Hurt me.
Oh, I told you to be careful. Okay, a friend of mine's child told him, "Dad, I love you so much that I want to cut your head off and carry it around with me so I can see your face whenever I want." Oh, no. This kid loves her dad. I guess.
Open it.
They have a very weird way of showing they love their dad. But not too weird. Oh, don't get it all over the place. You don't paint your knuckles, you paint your nails. Sorry. Okay. A 3-year-old. Okay, now let them dry. Yeah. And then I can put another layer on them.
Well, we need one.
Those ones are good. I'm gonna do highlighter. 3-year-old daughter was standing over her newborn brother, looked at him, and she turned to me and said,
Mommy, you
Dad, it's a
will
monster.
be
We
in
should
my
bury it.
heart.
Okay, kids are just freaking weird when it comes to younger siblings. That's super
Well,
weird.
it's here.
My sister May, when Elizabeth was a baby, tried to put her in a box and mail her. And she forgot the
No.
stamps.
Mail her.
But, it's probably just sibling rivalry. Rivalry. I don't know why that was such a hard word. No, you don't dig your nails into it.
No, it's rainbow.
This one's 4. She says creepy stuff all the time.
Hi.
And she does a bunch of creepy things like putting her nails in my polish and into my makeup.
Well, let me help you.
I don't need your help.
Let me help you.
You want me to do your makeup? You want me to do your makeup?
Okay.
Okay, 1 lip gloss. Okay, so my cousin used to freak out. Blah, blah, blah. What?
Only way.
Okay, this is what this sentence says. My cousin used to freak his mom out as a kid. Freak his mom out? I think is what it's supposed to say. Whenever... Oh, it's a her. So freak her mom out? Well, whenever her mom would ask her why she did something wrong or mean, she would whisper, "The devil told me to do it." Kids get this stuff from television. I'm not saying television causes children to say this, but they kind of pick it up from TV. People say weird as hell things, and they say weird things that they hear off the television. My sister Seffi will hear one of them swear or say a bad word, and my mom will change the channel. And she repeats the words. Seffi is a copycat. She'll repeat anything she hears on television. All kids will. Okay. Besides the point. These are more funny in the sense of everyone's been there where their siblings or kids have said something weird and they've been like, oh, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. It's what they do. Oh no, yesterday was Thanksgiving for anyone who doesn't know when Thanksgiving is. But she had the house phone. What, honey? Oh, that's great. I called the house phone from Dad's cell phone. And I told her it was the FBI. She had to eat her food. And she goes, "No, you're not the real FBI. You're not in the ground." I was all like, that's fine. Fine. And she was very creepy about it. And it was funny, though. We found it hilarious. Because she's sitting there and says, "I can't be the FBI. I'm not buried. I'm not in the ground." And then I told her she didn't eat. We were coming to take Mom out to the backyard to sit on her swing. Because there's a swing out back. And she goes, no. You're aliens. You can't do that. So she changed the story a bunch of different times. But it was super funny. Weird. Not that she got any of that from TV. But I'm just saying, some kids pick stuff up from TV. You have to understand what I mean. I'm just saying. Kids are very impressionable, and if they hear something weird, they're going to repeat it. Or if your kid's just plain out weird and likes creepy things like that, I wouldn't be shocked if kids are creepy and weird. What, honey? No, I just asked you what. Okay, I'm done reading these because they're not scary. They're just weird things children say. I'm cute. You can't even see me. This one's called Creepy Things to Say. Oh my word. You go to someone and go, "Don't go home. He knows where you live." Okay, I gotta help my sister real quick. I'm coming, my love. Only a minute. Okay, I'm back. Another creepy thing. You cause someone to tell them you smell different when you're awake. Oh my gosh, is your point to creep someone out? Because honestly, that's creepy. And if someone said that to me, I'd be like, back up. But yeah, that is actually kind of funny. No, not even kind of. It's a lot funny. Why would you just go to someone and be like, you smell different when you're awake? For anyone who just missed that, I'm reading creepy things to say to people. And oh my word, it's super funny. People are just clicking on and clicking off. I think it's because people are coming in at a weird time and I'm reading weird crap and they have absolutely no idea what's going on. But that's super funny. You gotta admit, that one's funny. I'm still on that one. I'm gonna tell that one to Can later. You smell different when you're awake. And what do? They just assume you smell them when they're sleeping. How do you get into their house? I mean, if they're your sibling, you already live with them. Most people live with their siblings. I live with my parents and my siblings. I'll just go to them and tell them, you smell different when you're awake. If you just joined, I'm reading creepy things you could say to people. To go in with the scary stories, because I kind of got tired of reading the scary stories I was reading, because they're all full of pretty much a bunch of horror movie cliches. Oh my word. This next one, you have lovely skin. I can't wait to wear it. That's so weird. And what I could see if someone just got done watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I liked that movie. It was gruesome, yes, but I liked that movie. But you could be like, what's his name? Why do I forget his name now? I can't remember his name. What is his name? Oh, I'm never going to stop until I know. The next one is, I don't want to alarm you right now, but there's a skeleton inside of you. Everyone has a skeleton. These are actually kind of funny. You. Okay. Leatherface. Is that his name? Leatherface. It has to be, right? I have no idea. I'm not the only one that looks it up, so. And it's loading. Yeah. Leatherface, fictional character from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I exited out. I gotta go back. Number 5 is just relax, it'll be over soon. I mean, if you're watching a terrible movie will be over shortly. I've been sitting there with Can, and I've been like, this movie is supposed to be really, really good. And then we sit there, we watch it, and then we're all like, movie should be over soon. It'll be over soon. It's fine. I actually once told that to Can. We're watching. What were we watching? You guys aren't going to know. But, what was it? Oh my word. I think we're watching the first It. And Can is all like, this movie is so scary. And I'm like, just relax. It'll be over soon. And it's a 2-hour movie. Honestly, I love that movie. I like the second one too. But that one, and that's all that can remind me of is this Can. That one's rude. I'm not reading it. I'm sorry. I'm not. I read that one and it felt super weird. Oh my word. We can't see them, but they've been watching us for a long time now. My word. It's like something you would say, like your parents are stalking you. Oh, my mom one time, was sitting on the other end of our breakfast nook. Stay! 1 second, guys!
What's in my...
These are a pair of jammies. Little crisis averted. Okay. Anyway, Mom was sitting on the other end of our breakfast nook and we were walking into the kitchen, and she jumped up and scared the heck out of us. And oh my word, it was super funny. Because Ken's like, it feels like we're being watched. We walked out by the gate, and then Mom popped out because she could see us. It was funny. Some of these are just funny. Oh my word, you can go up to someone and be like, don't try to scream, no one will hear you. Someone will then think you're kidnapping them. I've done that to Can, though. We were watching these Lost episodes, which are people's fan-made creepypasta things about like kid shows and whatnot. And yes, they will ruin your childhood. There's this one called Gregory's Room. Pretty popular, actually, in creepypasta Lost episodes. And he's all like, no one will hear you. There will be no police. And it's like one of those creepy stalker kind of things. And it makes me and May laugh so bad. And we'll sit there and we'll laugh our guts out. Hey, hon, want to close the door?
Okay.
You're back.
I don't know what to be.
Oh, my word. This one says, they say a serial killer's first victim is always someone he knows.
Whoopi, what's to be?
You turned it off. That's no.
It's on. It's
because you unplugged it. You unplugged it from over here. Okay. Trying to keep it from unplugging my stuff again. Like that.
It's plugged?
It's plugged. Yeah, I know. Creepy.
Remote.
I'm not handing you the remote.
I'm watching the watch. Yeah, we're watching it.
A bunch of these just sound like murderous things.
Eight. Hi.
Alright, I'm not reading the rest of them. They're kind of weird. These ones are called scary quotes. What do you want to watch? Mickey Mouse again?
Mickey Mouse.
And as usual, I've run out of makeup to do.
My button.
I could try to fix my contour, but
Oh, wait.
didn't I just fix your button?
And appetite.
Oh my word, there's this one quote. Anytime I get in a car, I check the back seat for murderers. Child, if you keep on plugging the television, you'll never be able to watch your show.
Yes. We're watching it.
No, we're not watching that.
Yes.
Just being weird. No. Go sit down on my bed. Okay. Most of these quotes are just... I love this one. I love how in horror movies or scary movies, the person goes hello as if the guy is going to be like, yeah, I'm in the kitchen. You want me to make you a sandwich? Oh, my word. May saw this on, I think it was TikTok or something. And she walks in, she's like, I love scary movies. You want to know why? Because I love the person that goes, hello. I mean, thinking like the guy in the kitchen's like, hi, I'm here. You want me to make a sandwich?
Hi, Ruby.
Hey, baby.
Okay,
Stop. No, you gotta go to sleep. Okay. Not quite sure. I'm trying to find more scary quotes. Whoa, when you watch scary movies alone, oh my gosh, this is so scary. Someone hold me. Watching with a friend. Don't go upstairs. Oh my gosh, you're going upstairs. You're so dumb. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, you are dead. Me and May, there's a funny story. Me and May were watching Saw, the first one, and I watched it myself after I watched it with May. And when I watched it myself, I was like, oh, this is creepy, but I can do this. This is not that bad. I watched it with May, and my mom went outside to take Nessa for her nightly walk. She likes to see the moon because she calls it her moon because Dad said he would give her the moon. And so, I didn't even touch your face. I touched your hair. Anyway,
Whoopie.
what?
Happy.
I love you. And me and May just got done watching the first half of Saw. And it gets to the part in a minute.
Whoopie, you happy? You happy?
Yes, I'm trying to finish my story, love.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay, I'm just gonna through her. And Mom went outside for her walk. Nessa wanted to see her moon. Three Musketeers, Mickey Mouse, what we're watching. And we get to the part of the movie where Billy the puppet is all like, you don't know me, but I know you, and I want to play a game. And we go outside. It's dark as hell. It's 10:30. No, it's almost 11 at night. And our dad comes home at like 11 for his break on the weekdays. He has vacation this week, so he doesn't have to go to work. But anyway, this happened in July, or it was May or June, not July. I lied. But anyway, May stepped on a stick while I was quoting, I know you. You don't know me, but I know you, and I want to play a game. And I was all like, oh my gosh, May, don't do that again. That was freaking creepy. We're going to die. May looks at me, she goes, you are such a baby. I ended up watching it myself. And after that, I found out it wasn't that bad. And I was scared for no reason. But we were outside in the dark, and it was super creepy. So, I don't get scared easily. It's being in the dark that's scary. I'm not scared of the dark. It's people or whatever's in the dark that scares me. So, that's just something funny. I don't know. Oh my word. When scary movies are based off of real life, and then you're 10 times more scared. I think it's creepy knowing a scary movie is based off something that actually happened, which makes it twice as creepy, and thinking someone lived through that crap. Yeah. No, that's freaking creepy. No. It's just creepy. It's just creepy. No. That's true, though. I'm trying to find more scary things that I haven't read. Because I've read a lot of... Let's read some funny stories. Funny, creepy stories. I think I've read a lot of these. This one's called The Maid.
Hi, Whoopie.
Hey, baby. I'm just putting highlight on my brow bone, which I didn't do before, which I should have. I said I ran out of ideas for makeup, but I forgot the one part I do all the time. Okay, this is a scary story about a man who finds his wife's been cheating on him behind his back. There was a rich man who was married to a woman that was much younger than him. He suspected she was having an affair, but he could never be sure. One day, he was away on business, and he called the house to check on her. The phone was answered by a female voice he didn't recognize. Who are you? He asked. I'm your maid. We don't have a maid. The lady of the house just hired me this morning. Well, I'm the man of the house. Can you put my wife on the phone? I don't think I can. Why, where is she? She's upstairs in her bedroom with a man. And I thought he was her husband. When he heard this, he flew into rage. Listen, how would you like to make $50,000? What do you want me to do? She said. I want you to go to the gun safe. Oh my gosh. She's going to kill them. Loaded with bullets, then go upstairs and shoot the no good wife and the stupid guy she's having an affair with. Okay, it's done. What should we do with the bodies? Throw them in the pool in the garden. Swimming pool, said the maid. But you don't have a swimming pool. There was a long silence at the other end of the phone. Eventually, the man said, sorry, I must have dialed the wrong number. So, had the woman kill 2 innocent people? Why is that funny? That's not funny. That's sick. Lillian, stop being an idiot.
What's the door?
That's dumb. This one's called It Floats. If it lets me click on it.
Will be if it know you.
No, she's not annoying me. She's just being stupid at the moment. Okay, this is It Floats. It's a scary, funny ghost story for kids and is based on a common joke of Catchtail. I have no idea what the heck that is. There was a married couple who was taking an ocean voyage on a cruise ship. They were out in the middle of the ocean when the woman unexpectedly died. The man was crushed and he knew that he had to see her at the funeral and for the burial. So he talked to the captain and they said they were too far from the land to give her a decent burial. So they had to give her a burial at sea. They decided to wrap up her body and throw it into the ocean. The man wasn't happy about this, but there was nothing really else he could do. He knew that his wife wouldn't have liked it, but he couldn't help it. So they had the funeral on the deck. They threw her body into the ocean. Afterwards, the man went back to his cabin to mourn his wife. A little while later, he was lying in bed when he heard a strange voice say, "It floats, it floats." At first, he thought he was hearing things, but because he was just too upset. Careful!
I cheat my mouth.
Don't choke on air. A few minutes later, he heard the voice again. Well, he was beginning to get worried. He knew he wasn't imagining the voices and heard it again. He couldn't stand it. He was thinking, oh my gosh, my wife is following me. The ship, her body is floating after the ship because I threw her into the ocean. Well, he just couldn't stand it and he had to find out what was floating. And to be sure, he heard the voice again. So the man screamed out, what floats? What floats? And the voice says, ivory soap! Ivory soap floats!
Whoopie.
Oh my gosh! That's dumb. I like that though. That's funny. He thinks his wife is following him. What?
You're heavy.
She's weird.
You're heavy.
Okay. I think that's all the stories I'm going to read this time. I think next time we'll do like funny stories that are legit funny. That one was pretty good. That one was funny. So, yeah. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!